I know the frames, or trying to do the frame perfect pause when you're collecting the, I think it's the drone urn.
Yeah. Damu.
Yeah, as well as picking, like holding the RQ button, the charge button, when you're picking up the glitch.
So the backstab, by the way, I do on a sound cue.
Yeah.
So you have a very small time between when I drown to explain like the drowning thing, the moonwalk, and the backstabbing thing before I get to the backstab.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I'll do a run, I'll give you bullet points, and I'll probably copy just a lot of what Felk's notes were, and just kind of relay those to you, because that way, next week or so, when I can get both of you together, hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully.
You'll be running on basically the same notes, and it should make things go pretty smoothly.
Yeah.
Twitch, why are you saying my bitrate is in red when you're also telling me I'm running at 5800 kilobytes? What is your What is your damage, Twitch?
Who knows?
Probably quit that because that'll stop some stuff from freezing. It's Twitch.
It's Twitch. Yeah, fair enough.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stream the game to you through Discord, which should give you a little bit better relay versus what the stream gets, because it's about a 3-second difference.
Oh yeah.
Not much, but it's enough that it could matter. But yeah, we'll give it another couple of minutes here for anybody else who wants to filter on in to do so, and we'll see how you do with commentary today.
Yeah.
Hail, hydrate. Hydrate I shall.
Sometimes I wonder if they're trying to make you pee yourself on stream.
Oh, dude, I have had to take like breaks earlier than I usually do just to go to the bathroom. Like when I was playing Dread, I had to get up a bunch because Wonder was in here making me hydrate the whole time for 9 hours. Which, you know, thank you for that, by the way. Also, thank you to Maragon for the follow, because he did that before I actually started the stream. And I was gonna say something, and then Wonder made me hydrate, and I don't remember what it was.
Hey, what's up, Maragon?
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. If you would, have the channel open and keep track of chat, because I'm not gonna be looking at chat at all during the runs. Because this is, you know, actual practice for me.
I've kind of got like my notepad there next to chat, so I can see chat as well as sit here and take notes. I've got a couple down already that I remember to take.
Also, when it's AGDQ day, please, for the love of God, don't mention how many people are watching the stream at the time I'm doing the run, because I don't want to know.
I won't be able. Like, if I'm doing commentary that day, I don't want to know either, because I guarantee I'll start, like, getting nervous and flubbing my words.
Well, I know Felk's gonna have this Twitch stream open, so...
Yeah.
That's an accident, actually, but now it's too late to undo it. Well... I mean, I'll know when the run is done. I'm doing the run.
Yeah. Wonderland's just gonna text you exactly how many people were, like, watching the whole time you were running.
I mean, I was planning on just pulling the Twitch stream up. Oh, okay. I was planning to just pull up the Twitch channel once I was done with the run. Because it's like, when the run's done, it's like, I'm going to want to go and just look through all the comments and stuff that came up in the last, like, 11 minutes, which there's going to be billions of, probably, but...
Yeah.
Like, somebody...
Especially with the duck, I'm sure we're going to have, like, a million comments just going, honk.
Like, that's what I need somebody to do, is to keep me posted on how many... like, just random comments that are coming up in the chat during the run. Alright, let's get this show on the road. Why is my camera super dark?
This is much of the story you're gonna get to see.
Yeah, it really is. Brightness, fix yourself, please.
Jeez, yeah, that's,
Sometimes the exposure of my camera likes to go wonky.
Sometimes my camera just goes wonky.
Yeah.
That's all it's good for.
That's pretty much it. Hi, everybody. Everybody's doing good. So Thorial's here with me today, and he's going to take a turn at commentary. And
yeah, as you've heard my voice for the last few minutes.
Hopefully next week I'll be able to get both Thorial and Felk together and see how they work together in commentary. And if you guys do well together in commentary, then we'll get both of you guys on GDQ with me.
I don't know if we could be trusted together. The last time we were playing Phasmo, I got him singing My Heart Will Go On.
I mean, I guess we'll find out, so... alright, I'm gonna go ahead and start this run. So, like, basic thing to mention at the start of the run is just, you know...
A little bit of story here.
A little bit of story, like, Indra's the main character. She came to Antarctica after receiving a mysterious message telling her to come here.
And look for her daughter.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
True Metroidvania fashion, we're going left first.
Go left to go right.
Yep.
And grab this and save and quit right away to save a little bit of extra time.
Yep. See, you're right on with it.
Yeah, I at least know that much.
Getting better at
getting
the all block break.
Yeah, getting those blocks done quickly is important.
That's a very minor time save right there by jumping and hitting the block once while you're still in the air.
So you can swing again immediately?
Yep. And I was on really good time there and I botched the door. Yeah, because...
And save and quit again.
Also, not letting go of right there when you're breaking those boxes makes it so you don't lose momentum.
Oh, yeah, that's right, too. So you go over here to the hidden door, get the elevator, and you crouch so your hitbox is a little bit lower and you can get into the door a little bit quicker.
Man, if I hadn't botched that door, this would have been a 112. Definitely maybe still in Antarctica.
Maybe. Magic elevator that takes you to a different world. Something. Look, it's still cold. It doesn't need to, you know.
Right.
It's close enough to Antarctica. Yeah, perfect. Maybe it just took you to Canada.
Canada. Apparently there's an elevator between Canada and Antarctica.
Yeah, and sweat compass grab. There's no need to grab it, but you grab it just to save a little extra time.
I grab it because I can.
Yeah, it doesn't save any extra time. You just grab it for giggles. Saving time is here where you actually go right, hold up against this wall so you can drown faster.
That is actually a thing too. So as soon as you go vertical with Indra, if you hold the item button, it makes you start drowning about a second or two faster than just letting the water rise above your head.
Okay.
I don't know why, but it's a thing. And then right after that, you could explain the Moonwalk.
Yeah, it's a good old Moonwalk. If you hold
I want to throw
right
my
on the
classic line
thumbstick
in here too.
And left on the D-pad at the same time, you'll go left and Moonwalk. And honk.
I don't think it's a duck or anything. I think it's like a pigeon or something, but...
Whatever, it's a bird. Same thing. They all honk.
And then right after the Moonwalk sequence, you have a very short amount of time to explain the backstabbing thing. because
Oh,
about the
yeah.
time that I'm crossing this screen is when I need the audio cue because it's right here.
Yeah. So, once you're done,
I was really good until I messed one up and then got caught in the ceiling.
now, what do I need to describe with the backstab? Just how you push yourself off screen to the right with it?
Basically, yeah, we're pushing ourselves off screen with it, and pushing ourselves so far that we drop down, so that way when we reach the bottom-ish of that area, we turn to the right, which causes the screen transition, and puts us on the other side of the barrier.
Oh, okay.
You could also mention that I do it on sound cue, which is why we need the brief minute of silence there.
Yeah, which is why I need to climb up.
Yep. And
Also, I can mention about how the enemies have no hitbox, or actually don't have hitboxes, so you can just walk right through them.
we actually mentioned that a little bit up ahead.
Mm-hmm. And
right
birds.
after that part is like we figured out it would probably be a good time to throw donations.
Oh, okay. Yeah, at least right now would be a great time for that.
Yeah, because there's about a minute and a half or so of just straight platforming. If my controller would play nice today, what the hell? Yeah, because there's just all this time where there's not a whole lot going on other than me just making platforms really well, hopefully.
I'm sitting here typing down my notes too while I'm doing
I'm
this
here.
shit. So while I'm quiet, I'm actually just sitting here typing.
Ooh, I missed it. I was not forward enough. That was another thing that, like, was mentioned over on the GDQ channel. Like, realistically, 99% of the people who are going to be watching this run have no idea what's going on anyways, so
Yup.
don't mention something's a mistake. Everything is planned.
Yeah.
About that previous screen where all the mines are is where you'd want to cut off donations, so that way you could explain the, like, holding R2 for this part.
Yeah.
And then right through here is where we decided that would be the good place to explain the hitboxes thing, because it actually comes up a bunch right through here.
Yeah, with these stupid things.
Because that's pretty much always going to happen, where he's just there against the wall. And then Falk chimed in with something along the lines of going from that into bosses being skippable, because this is the only boss we see in the whole run.
Yep, and hi and bye. And I have no idea what that thing's name is. That's going to be something that's worth mentioning. And
I cannot
the
get that
attempt to get
anymore.
to that. It's, I mean, it is frame perfect. It's going to be a pain, yeah.
It's a 7-second time, roughly 7-second time save if you get it.
Yeah.
And then
Moonwalk again.
Moonwalk Part 2, we're gonna head down into
On.
a place you should have already gone in the game, because I think this is the area you go to get Boomerang. I don't honestly
think
remember. It's
so.
been so long since I went to get Boomerang. Yeah, this should be the area where you'd go to get Boomerang, except we're gonna go under that. And then I get to make the, like, longest backstab in the run. Oh, solid. And that basically gets us down here. And then we're going to take the drone off to the right to go activate a switch and get a save point in a different area for the drone. And then swap back to Indra. And then with Indra, we're going to open a switch, throw drone, and while drone is active, put the game with Indra in the block that we opened, or in the spacing for the block that we opened. Which I might have put her a bit too high, we'll find out. And returning to drone, back to Indra, should push us out of bounds. Because we're in the block when we return back as Indra. Dang, that one does not like me today.
Yeah, I like a lot of people, it seems.
I think it was Maragon I mentioned I might have been holding right too soon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, that one had just put me below it, so thanks for that game. This is good thing this is just a warm-up run. There we go. And then we're going to make a long walk to the right, holding R2 to have the infect active. And when we reach the end, there's a small jump, and when we reach the end, we're going to jump and let go of holding right. And then we pray. We hope for the best. I don't have my controller tracker on screen today. I gotta fix that after this run. In this case, where it puts us through the floor, which is not what we want, we're gonna Alt F4 out and relaunch the game. I'll get it going to you again. And relaunching the game, Alt F4ing out of the game doesn't save the game, so we can come right back to the drone and just retry it.
Which is nice.
Yeah, it's a good thing that it's just not perma chance of soft lock. So if that happens, this is a spot there you could throw to donations if it needs an extra attempt or two.
Yeah.
I think that one was early. I still don't know how or why that, the holding right thing works. Maragon might be able to give us an answer. And, I still don't know what the, very specific timing for it is, but that one worked, so.
And here we're suddenly in a room that doesn't have the final boss because we never met it.
Right.
Is that actually what causes the boss to not spawn here? Is it just because you didn't come into the room normally? Really?
Yep. So, let me do this and I'll explain that in a minute.
And it's a good time for 30 seconds of donations.
Yeah, one good last donation if there is one.
Yeah. Good old Metroid escape sequence.
Yeah, that's what Falk was calling it.
I mean, there's a clear reason for that. Animen is the trigger for the boss. Okay. Yeah, and you toss your drone up? Nice.
It's gonna be over 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing with, having a Newman... is it a Newman? The whole thing with, having your body stolen and whatnot is what actually causes the boss to appear, because if you skip that part of the game, it doesn't happen, so there is no final boss. It was something they discovered in beta testing that was like, even they figured out you could skip that part and skip getting that and still get to the end of the game, and the boss would be there. And they brought it up to Tom, and Tom was like, "Oh, yeah, we should probably do something about that." So he just made it so that way if you don't ever actually cause the last boss to exist, the last boss isn't in the boss room because it doesn't exist. Like, absolutely legitimate thing. And I'm like, that's amazing that he did that. Because now we don't have to fight a boss in this run, so that's great.
Okay.
So what do you think? Think you got solid notes?
To start with, yeah.
Okay. Let's give a go at it, and we'll see how it goes then. So I'm gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, so starting off here, we are playing as a character named Indra Chadhari, who has come to Antarctica because she got a mysterious message telling her to come here to look for her daughter. And that's all the story we're ever actually going to get during this run. And like a typical Metroid game, you have to go left to be able to go right. So you just go over here into this little conveniently placed shed to grab that pickaxe and save and quit to save a few little extra seconds walking back. So on that note, you gotta head over here, try and break those blocks as quickly as possible just to save that little bit of time, because those could absolutely slow you down and lose your momentum. Hitting that bottom box while you're jumping will save a little bit of time because you can swing at it again right away. And just running up here, get through that door nice and quickly. And flick the switch, save and quit again. Because every second counts. So going back into this building here, there's a nice little hidden door.
Excuse you, game?
There's supposed to be a nice little hidden door, but there's not, apparently.
You saw me hit the power, right?
Oh, you hit the switch. I can confirm. That...
I heard the noise for the power switch.
Apparently, the game disagreed with that.
I was too fast.
Now there's a nice little hidden door with an elevator here. And crouching lets you go through the elevator just a little bit quicker.
Frame perfect power switch.
Power switch, great. And exiting the elevator, definitely, probably still in Antarctica.
Definitely maybe Antarctica.
Definitely maybe. Who knows for sure. So, just running over, doing a little bit of simple platforming. Making your way through what looks like some research facility. Oh.
Okay.
Right on the compass, because it's not supposed to cost you any time, but it is a little bit of swag. And immediately running, swimming back over to the right. And once Indra goes vertical, bringing up the item menu will actually cause Indra to drown a little bit quicker. Which, surprisingly, you want to drown in this game. Good old forced deaths.
Moonwalk.
Oh, that water's very cold. So, one of the tricks that comes back from Axiom Verge 1 as well is doing a moonwalk, where if you hold right on the thumbstick and left on the D-pad, you will walk left while facing right.
Remember, all the cool kids do the moonwalk.
Indeed they do. So, honk. Now Seraphim has to go and do a trick called the backstab, which...
I don't know what that trick's actually called, by the way. We need to look that up.
Backstab it is. Which, by using the pickaxe and crouching and hitting at an angle, you could push yourself off the screen to the right and get out of bounds. Just like so. And I mean, now is a good time for donations, so.
Okay, so not bad. A couple of notes. Like I think Falk brought up, like the whole point of like why we had to go up and hit the switch is to bring the power back online in the facility.
Oh yeah.
So that's a good thing to bring up.
Hitting the power name. Recoil Slide. Okay, instead of backstab.
Okay, that answers what that's actually called then.
And yeah, I would have liked to try and get through that quicker, so I could mention how you needed the audio cue as well.
Yes, that is probably a bigger thing to bring up earlier on.
Yeah. But I mean, right now, thankfully, you are just doing some platforming, so.
What was another thing I was gonna bring up? I don't remember. Something major plot points.
Okay. I mean, unfortunately, we don't get a whole lot of time to talk about the plot because.
Yeah, I mean, you really don't. But I mean, like, that's where Falk was filling all his empty time in, was just talking about, like, the major plot points of what's going on.
Okay, fair enough.
Because that's about the most we actually can do.
Yeah, there's not a whole there's a little bit that we get to talk about, unfortunately. Because this game's plot is excellent, however,
right around here is where you'd want to cut off donations.
Yeah, right here is where I'd want to cut off donations, so I can explain that you need to be holding the R2 button, so that when you do grab this urn down here, you'll immediately have a charge, so you can glitch this platform and get back up. Which is a nice little trick. And one of the other upsides here is that, enemies in this game, they don't actually have hitboxes, so you can just sort of walk right through them without it hurting you. Which, at a point like this, is very convenient, especially when that robot's right up against the wall and right in your way. And coming up right around here is the first boss of the game, very shortly. And the nice thing is, all bosses in this game are skippable. So, say hello and say goodbye, because we're not sticking around for that. And right around here, Seraphim wants to try and get a frame-perfect pause on the frame where he hits that urn, so he can save and quit, and it saves about 7 seconds, so that, congratulations on getting that. That was excellent.
Yeah, I was actually out for once. Honk.
Honk. So coming up here again, Seraphim has to do another recoil slide, which in this case is a significantly longer one.
About
and
twice
yet again,
the length.
Twice the length. Huh. And yet again, of course, requires audio cues, so gonna have to let Seraphim get through that.
Of course, the run where I botched the power switch is the one that got the urn.
Yeah.
30 seconds behind.
Yeah. So that allows you to come down here and skip basically most of the game and throw your drone over to the right so you can hit a switch and save your drone in a different spot, which incidentally is very important for this whole run to work. So drone is saved over there. Now Andrew has to come over to the left and hit another switch and save and quit.
Throw drone out.
Right. Throw the drone out and save and quit in the wall. Doing this, when you save and quit, you'll come back and start as the drone. However, recalling the drone should push Andrew just into the wall.
Right out of bounds.
Yeah, right out of bounds. So while walking over to the right here, holding R2 to be able to glitch again, there's a small jump that has to be made, and pray everything that works out right here.
Small jump to skip a block, and then a full jump, which is going to hopefully put us through the ceiling and into another room. Into the final room, specifically.
Into the final boss's room. And there it is.
Of course I get it first try.
And because we never actually met the final boss in this game, it just doesn't exist. It will not spawn here in this room. So activate this bomb, initiate the escape sequence. If there's any, good donations here, now's the time. We've got about 30 seconds.
Run like heck and get a last donation in.
Yeah.
And I think at the last climb here, that's where Falk was like, one last large room to go through, and time is on fade to black.
And that's, yeah, this room here. And you can save an extra couple seconds by chucking the drone up there.
This run was still better than the last one.
And time.
I'm so mad about that switch.
Yeah, that would have actually...
That would have been at least 20 seconds faster.
Yeah.
If not for that switch and, one mistake I made. Maybe it is better to explain what was going on a little bit better. Well, yeah, that's literally why we're doing this.
Yeah.
This is Thorial's first, couple of attempts at getting things together. Thorial's just building his script.
Yeah. Also, I'll map that.
Is it Falk had it a little rough, too.
Okay.
And then set donation during the escape sequence. So, the only thing there is, after mentioning the skew at the end that's hopefully going to put us in the last room, you could go right from that. While I'm still doing the skew, mention that in the last room we're going to trigger 4 switches, which are going to fill up a bomb that we're going to set off and then run like heck.
Okay, yeah.
A bomb for plot reasons. Specifically those words. A bomb for plot reasons.
Set us up the bomb.
Set us up the bomb. Current name for both things should hype up beforehand because you see the animation beforehand. Shashkala. Yeah, I don't want to hype up that skip because I'm really bad at that skip. I've tried to do that skip a lot. It's difficult to do. I was pretty consistent at it for a while. I'm pretty sure I have it on my PB. I'm pretty sure I do because of the 7-second time save.
I think you did, because
Yeah.
I was there when you got your PB.
And it's like, if I can get it, I can get it. If not, I don't want to make a huge deal out of it.
Yeah. We don't want to draw attention to the tricks that you miss.
Right. But it's like, that's why I'm mentioning, like, it's frame perfect, because frame perfect in a game that's probably running at about 3,000 frames.
Yeah. And then you remember how often we do frame and a half perfect tricks in Axiom Verge 1 when we're doing randomizer.
Don't even get me started. Animations are actually 30 frames per second.
Huh.
That's not the point. It's besides the point of what I was mentioning. Alright. You ready to give it a go again?
Yeah.
You got things sorted out a bit better, a bit worded better, maybe?
I
Thank you,
hope
Bushy.
so.
You hope so?
I mean, some of this is something that I'm just gonna have to go back over, like over the next week or so between now and when, like, me and Felt can be here for this, just so I can kind of compare what he and I have, and like especially see what like he can take care of describing, what I can take care of explaining.
Yeah. And like a couple things he mentioned was like actually timing out like the space after getting the ledge grab and infection to just time out and see how much room is actually there to put in a donation, so you can give a better rough estimate on that one.
Yeah, from
figuring out what the actual things are called wouldn't be a terrible idea, because I have no idea what the abilities in this game are called.
You know what?
I don't know what the things are called, I just run the game.
Alright, let's see. Okay, so Shishkala is what allows you to grab the ledges.
Okay. So like that's the thing you can note, like right after I go through the barrier, is like we're gonna come over here and pick up Shishkala, which will let us grab ledges and climb up them. And then
which one do you actually grab? Just climbing the ledges, the drone, and the hat?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Shishkala, Mosh House, and Damu are the three that you get.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
I'm just looking that up on Wiki.
That's a make a note on it. It's like, we're gonna grab this ability, which does this.
Yeah.
Maragon says that is correct, so yeah, the wiki is correct then, I guess.
Well, that's nice, yeah. Okay, so...
You dirty cheater.
Yes. I mean, this whole run is cheating.
I mean, you're absolutely right. This run is ridiculous. For a number of reasons.
Yeah. Okay. So it's... I'm gonna have to watch at least another run so I can at least know when you pick up Shishkala... friggin...
Shishkala's gonna be right after...
Mosh House.
Shishkala's gonna be right after the, what's it called? Recoil Slide? The first Recoil Slide.
Okay, after the first Recoil Slide. So I actually, will have that to talk about there when we're...
The infection ability is going to be part of what you're going to want to talk about right after, like, the donation sequence.
Yeah.
Because you get like a minute and a half for donation sequence, and then you would talk about holding R2 while picking up the ability, because it starts the ability. It starts the ability active by holding R2 and picking it up. Best category is something like all items unlocked from the start. Takes probably 3 minutes.
Okay, go back here and change my thing here. So it's called Recoil Slide.
And then after infection is like the brief talk about like enemies don't have hitboxes. Most enemies don't have hitboxes attached to them, or like they don't have what's the word for it? Not hitboxes. Contact damage. Thank you, Youch.
Yeah.
Yeah, most enemies don't have contact damage. And then the bit about bosses being skippable, and then Damu. I would say probably don't even mention the thing about the urn with, like, the animation skip with Damu, unless I get it.
Unless God, yeah.
And then you're gonna be like, that's a very difficult, frame perfect skip the animation that plays after picking it up by getting the menu at the same frame as hitting the urn. Because then if it's one of those things that goes back to, it's like, they don't know what they're watching, and if we don't mention that I missed the 7-second time save, then who's the wiser, right?
Yeah.
But if I get it, I should probably mention it. And then, yeah, it's the last bits of, like, the long recoil slide, going into basically the last area, using drone to set a specific warp point. It is specific that you mention that we need to unlock the gate and throw drone, because drone has to be active when we save and quit, so we respawn as drone.
Oh, okay.
As that's what lets us go back to Indra at her last set of coordinates, which happens to be in a block. Which, if done right, sends us out of bounds.
Okay.
I think that pretty much covers it.
I think that'll cover, yeah, at least a good portion of what's going on. Alright, I'll be back in a second.
Okay. Since he's going to be back in a second, I'm going to get up for a quick second myself, and I will also be right back. Alright, I'm back. Thorial, you're back yet? Guess not. Who thinks I can run the game before he gets back? Definitely possible. In fact, now I'm curious. I'm gonna see how far I can actually get before he gets back.
I'm back.
Nah, not as long as I thought.
Yeah. Hey, you got the Switch.
Under a minute, too.
Not bad.
I think
Alright, I'm good to go.
best I've done on the Switch is like 58 seconds, and I think world record's at 57, which is upsetting because I don't know how to save an extra second worth of time there. Even like the best movement I've done, I've never gotten to 57. I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Alright, let's go in 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, welcome to Axiom Verge 2. So, the character that we're playing as is named Indra Chaudhary, and she's coming to Antarctica, flying her private helicopter, to search for her daughter that apparently went missing while here. So, in typical Metroidvania fashion, you have to go left to be able to go right, and this conveniently sheds a nice little pickaxe. And you save and quit, so you can save a few seconds instead of having to run all the way back to the helicopter. Now, Jones Station Antarctica here is where we're at, and one of the things we have to do right off the bat here is go and flick on the power for this research station, because apparently the power has been turned off, and incidentally you'll notice that there's a significant lack of people for what is a fairly large research station. So in this top shed, you'll find this last switch. And save and quit again to save that extra few seconds. Because in an 11-minute run, every second counts. Now there's this nice hidden wall with big old cargo elevator. And by holding crouch, you can get in the door just a couple of seconds early. And you come up the elevator in definitely maybe still Antarctica. Probably. Yeah. So, yeah, going over here, you'll see clearly there's some clearly structures. There's certainly been people around here, but there's no sign of them. Seraphin's gonna, grab the compass, swag compass grab, because it costs no time. You can just do it for the sake of giggles. Also, jumping further along those crumble blocks will allow you to get further into the water, so you don't have to swim as far. And pushing right up against this wall. Once Indra goes vertical, by opening up the item menu, it'll cause you to drown a little bit quicker. Get that nice forced death in. So, here's a nice little trick after you respawn, is something called the Moonwalk. By holding right on the thumbstick and left on the D-pad, Andrew will walk left, facing right. Remember, all the cool kids do the Moonwalk.
How dare you steal my line?
So, coming up very soon,
Honk.
is a trick known as a Recoil Slide. This is by using the pickaxe, slashing downwards at an angle, you can push yourself off screen. It just allows you to get through the load zone, and you can see actually the character moving on the map. And while Seraphin's doing this, he needs an audio cue, so I'm going to stop talking. Alright, now coming up real soon, Seraphin's going to be grabbing the first urn that you'll actually be seeing in the game. There's only 3 that we grab throughout this entire game. And this one is Sheshkala, and what it does is it allows you to grab onto ledges. So, it seems like a very small thing, but it certainly helps. Right now is the great time for donations while we do some simple platforming.
Okay, so not bad.
406. 6 when I stopped, or when you grabbed Shishkala?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Couple quick things, as I'm trying to think of them while I'm doing this platforming. I would start your bit regarding like what's going on in the area that we're in. That's gonna be a miss. Start the bit about the area that we're in like a little bit earlier, because the thing to mention about like the whole drowning sequence is that we go specifically 8 splashes left and then immediately turn back right.
Okay.
And that's what gives us the right timing to grab the wall and get caught on it.
I'm just gonna put a thing here.
And I swear to God, if you steal my line at GDQ, I will hurt you.
No, I won't.
But yeah, like that should give you a little bit of extra padding to like talk about that, and then the Moonwalk to kind of like pad off like right up to the respawn.
Yeah, once you start the Moonwalk, then I can start talking about the Recoil Slides.
Yeah, like as soon as I hit my line in, like by all means go. Oof.
That's unpleasant.
And then I got the corner jump afterwards.
And right now is basically when I'm going to start talking about grabbing this next urn, which is Mush House, which allows you to glitch objects around you. And by clicking the R2 button before grabbing it will allow you to start charging it immediately while the animation is still playing out, so you can glitch this platform without having to wait any time. And keeping glitch hold held because you have to grab onto this platform as well. Coming up here, just a little bit more simple fun platforming. But one of the things you'll notice in this game is that enemies do not have contact damage. At least most of them don't. So you can just walk through here conveniently without getting smacked around by these robots. And along with enemies not having contact damage, you'll notice another nice convenient thing is that all bosses are skippable. So, this is the first and only boss we're going to see this whole game. Say hello, and say goodbye. We're not sticking around. Coming down here to grab the drone urn, which is called Damu. And immediately saving and quitting, going right back to the safe spot that we were just at a minute ago.
Bosses are indeed a suggestion. So are walls.
Yeah. Walls, just kind of a recommendation.
Yeah,
so coming up... Sorry?
Oh, Chris, thank you for the host. Honk.
Honk. Coming up is a second recoil slide. This one's twice the length of the first one. And it's going to allow Surfer to skip through a very significant portion of the game. So, normally, of course, this game would never be this short. But if we come down here, you can use the same interesting little pickaxe trick and just kind of skip through. Curious, does this enemy speed up the, like, does getting hit here speed up the thing? Oh.
That's why I do it on audio.
Apologies.
There we go.
Does getting shot by that enemy speed up the recoil slide?
I have no idea.
Okay.
But
because that's something I'd be adding in.
Paragon might be able to give you an answer on that one, but I personally have no clue if that actually speeds anything up. But
okay.
Part of why I do things on audio cue for that is because something with that drone and falling off the ledge can cause you to just land at a spot where you stop swinging. Or you like
Oh.
you no longer hit contact with anything. And that's why I do it on auto, because if I hear that I'm no longer hitting anything, I figured out that you can let go of stuff, jump, swing while you're in the air, relock while in air, and continue without having to go back into the other screen.
Okay, Amerigon did just confirm that yes, it does. Getting knocked back is time save.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So, along with that, there's a small block that you said you have to hop over here, and then one full jump afterwards.
One full jump and letting go of right while the screen is transitioning down.
Letting go of right while the screen is transitioning down.
Marica, do you have any idea how long of a time frame that there actually is to let go of right, and what the actual timing on it is? Because that's my biggest thing in this run, is just getting that consistent in any way, shape, or form. So I'm convinced that has anything to do with the timing of the right release. Yeah, I'm still not entirely sure it is either, but it's the best thing we have to go on. Jump height is more important because each tap jump is different. Well, it's I only tap jump once to get over the small block, and at the end I just hold jump until during the screen transition and let go. 11:13.
Let's transition down. Okay.
Yeah, I said we still don't know specifically what actually causes this trick to work and doesn't work. At the very end, I do. So, in the walking, I do a small jump to get over the block, and then I walk until you go up, and then I do a full jump.
Wait, you do a full jump while the screen is transitioning down?
No. So while the screen is falling down, it's all I'm doing is holding. No, yeah. Right before the screen transition, to where it transitions down, I do a full jump to cause the transition to happen.
Okay. Being said, while you're drowning there, it takes. You want to go specifically 8 splashes to the left before going right?
Yes, at exactly 8 splashes, we immediately turn around and go back right. I'm actually surprised this worked. I still don't know how or why this works. I don't understand half the stuff in this run, to be totally honest with you. I get it, I just don't understand it. You guys figured it out, I just do the run. Which isn't that uncommon of a thing, to be honest. Had 20 full jumps during replicating phase. Yeah, I know. That was my original problem with the issue, was doing a full jump over the small block would just cause you to transition right. And I couldn't figure out why it didn't work. And I was oh, you have to do a tiny hop there to go over a small block, and then a full jump at the end. And I was oh, okay. Yeah, I don't need to know how it works, only that it works. Now I managed to confuse you completely. Hold on. Yeah, that should put me back at drone.
If you want to do a practice run or something like that here, I'm gonna actually just use Google to figure out a couple other things and start working on a script as well.
That's probably not a bad idea. So I'm holding right here, And then when I get to this spot here, the second line, I do a small hop to get over that block. And then when I walk up and get to the stop point here, I do a full jump. And I let go of right while the screen is transitioning, and that works more often than not. Last jump before the screen yeah, so like the transition in the middle area there is a small jump. But like at the screen transition, I do a full jump. But the very last one, I do a full jump. Like, I've always done a full jump. I've never done a small jump there. But I'll take your word for it. I'm going to try it now. Because I assume you're saying the one that causes the transition should be a small jump. Okay, I tried my strat on a straight wall. Can you tell me where a straight wall is that I can test it on? I don't know anything about this game, to be totally honest with you, outside of this run. Like, I've played through this game once before I started doing this run. Like, that's a small jump. And then you're saying do a small jump here? That was a small jump. And I wasn't holding right. Like, I walked up to the wall, let go, and then jumped.
That's not it.
And that dropped me through. Yeah, you still need to hold right. That is essential. Okay. But you're not sure the timing of letting go of right matters at all.
Awful.
Any time when we let go does not matter. Okay. Let's try your way then. Small jump. I held right all the way up until this full screen transition. That put me through the floor. Room left a base camp with the door and the breach portal. Room left a base camp with the door and the breach portal. That was a small jump and I let go of right during the transition. Room left a base camp with... I'm gonna be honest with you, tell you I don't know where that is offhand. Now that worked. Okay, hold on. So that worked. I didn't want options. That was the exact same thing I did. Maybe a slightly different timing on letting go of right, if it matters. Remember you enter the breach for the nano container upgrade in the breach which stores health. Maragon, what part of I just said? I don't remember anything about this game. Okay, that worked twice in a row, though. Hold on, because I think you might be right, Maragon.
And I'm gonna
You have a base camp, 2 rooms left.
put this here while I'm Googling stuff.
Did I just find time save? No, not necessarily, but I think Maragon is right about doing a short jump at the end of this. No, not a time save, but how this glitch actually works correctly. And I think I happen to know about the right timing to let go of right if it matters. Like, the only thing I can say is like I said, that's usually what I always do is full jump. Okay, that's 3. I think we might have the idea on how this actually works. So, like, did about 20 of them during testing. Yeah, consistency is everything.
Nice.
Because, like, I think the trick, if letting go of right matters, is to let go when the pipe is right about in the middle of the screen. Because the one I did where I just held it all the way through, that one failed. But 3 in a row have worked letting go during the transition. That was a small jump. And I might have actually tapped that jump a little too early. I follow jump because of the wall, it's 2 tiles high. I don't know. I think I hit that jump too early, so that one's on me. Give it one more here and see what happens. We test with the disabled screen borders. That's a thing? Okay, yeah, I think I know how to make that trick consistent.
That's excellent.
Yeah, no, like, that's the biggest thing. Like, that was the whole thing I was worried about in this run. It's just, how many times am I gonna fail that? It's like, that's the biggest time loss, I think. It's just RTA time lost anyways.
I made a mod for being able to have the screen borders disabled. That's excellent.
Yeah, Maragon's been messing with modding the game.
Bring my thing over here.
$58. Currently working on the next big thing. So I said, Trace and AV2 when? 13?
Played through the whole game with Quantum Squiggler.
Oh god, why? Why would you even say that? I'd be actually really interested to know if Trace's weapons could interact with enemies at all. 212 on the item menu. Really good. Why did I?
Commentary practice is currently in the process of writing up more of a script than notes right now. So while watching the run, trying to remember things, taking my notes and actually converting them over into
Actual train of
something
thoughts.
like actual train of thought and something that's more consistent, especially with being able to like fill up as much of the or you know as much of the time where donations aren't being read. Honk. Who needs a train of thought? Me. Largely because I have several, and actually keeping one in place is difficult. Yes, I certainly have. The last.
By the way, that backsliding VGR found out that you can do at a maximum of 194 beats per minute. If you go 195, the game starts eating your inputs. And that's part of why I need the sound cue, because it's really hard to do 194 beats per minute consistently. Oh, sweet. I was on really good time there. Also, I didn't even know that there was a mine in that spot, so that's a thing. Dang, I missed it again. That was a bad jump.
During that time you're making your way through the research station, I think that might be a good time to kind of drop into a little bit more of the story of the game. Like while you're on your way to hit that power switch.
I mean, that's up to you. I wasn't planning on putting any of the story in.
No?
Nope.
Alright, well, I mean, fair enough that I need to at least...
Like, that's the whole shtick of this run, is just like... intro.
Yeah.
No more story in this run exists.
Intro and leave it. So 100% Moonwalk run wins.
I mean... ask Maragon to figure out how to Moonwalk forever. And unfortunately, unlike Maragon's suggestion, I probably wouldn't bring up like Moonwalk actually being useless or being useful in Bombless, because then we have to go into an explanation about like what Bombless is and stuff like that.
Yeah, and we just won't have the time in this run here, really.
You already barely have time to explain the whole backsliding thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something I'm going to try to keep as, limited as possible. I was looking up if somebody else, I don't know, I just quickly checked on like the wiki and Google. I didn't see any name for that boss.
Yeah, like, it'd be nice to be able to mention that kind of stuff, but, like, this is already just incredibly tight on just all the things that we have to mention before we get to them, is the problem. There's one in the achievements.
There's one in the achievements.
There's a name for it in the achievements, apparently. And I have to do the long backslide now.
Old drone is good on. Oh.
Yeah, I do that on the actual like slashing sound, which is a low tone, and is very hard to hear over talking.
Sorry.
Anyways, go on with what you were saying.
I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, I missed it. I still had a potentially good time right up until I missed that. Now it's probably gonna be over 11 minutes for sure. I hope I landed Indra in the right place because I threw drone up on the ledge. I don't expect this one to work. Yeah, I didn't expect that. Now I'm definitely not getting sub 11.
Okay, apparently that's called the Hunter drone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Take your word for it. I told you, I don't know jack about this game. I just run it.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Nope, that one still dropped me through the floor. That one felt like it was good timing too. But I mean, if I can get this like even like 30% more consistent, like that's still drastically better. Nope, through the floor again. Some days it just does not want to cooperate. Can you not do anything while the screen scrolls? No. Because, like, what's happening is, like, Indra has already shifted screens. And the screen transition is just the game catching up to her current position. Much like how every other time she shifts between screens. Yeah, the game just straight up disables inputs in between screen transitions. So like even just like the normal transition from one screen to the next. Like this is the same thing, it's just catching up to where she's at. I wish I had a better place to catch that from. Holding a direction at the time the transition ends. Not usually. I'm usually just holding R2 and smashing jump. That was a really good escape. Because another variable has impact on it. Yeah, I kind of assumed it did. But yeah, it's like that's generally all I do is I'm holding R2 and smashing jump until I see the screen actually just transition up. Or I know that it actually put me up and I start holding up left from there because I'm already through at that point. Alright, Thorial, let's get you game again.
Yeah,
Hail Hydrate.
Hydrate. Alright.
It's still far away from 100%, which is a real letdown. Yeah, I don't ever intend to try and run 100% on this, because I don't have time for all the things I want to do.
Alright, on a sec here, Seraphim.
Just let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
Oh, 100% consistency on the transition. That's it. If you can figure out some way to make this 100% consistent, please, please let me know. Like, it's not unheard of to have to, like, restart a game mid-run on, like, GDQ stuff. Like, GDQ's all full of that's never happened before, as somebody literally mentioned. I think it was Lily Sabira that mentioned to me, it's like, GDQ is known for that's never happened before at a marathon, but I don't want to be the person who has to sit there and restart the game 6 times to make a trick work. Once or twice, it's like, okay, it happens, we can throw the donations and stuff like that, but like 6 times is getting ridiculous. Yeah, that's never happened before is the mantra of GDQs. Speaking of, this is my run at AGDQ is the first time that Axiom Verge 2 is going to be run at a major marathon. I know VGR did it at Metroidvania-thon, but that was, you know, something on like the smaller end of things. But in terms of like major marathons, this is the first time that Axiom Verge 2 is going to be shown. And I get to show 11 minutes worth of the game.
Yeah, you could just show basically none of this.
Just show basically none of this. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, that's one of the things I'm going to mention at like the end of the run too. It's just like, so that was the shortest possible way of beating this game. A full 100% takes over 10 hours, and it's 100% worth getting the game for and all that kind of stuff. It's like, I definitely want to throw a shout out to Tom Happ for it, because like, this game, playing this game normally was amazing, and I loved it.
Yeah. I might just go and do another casual playthrough of this at some point here soon.
Just saying that there's maybe a way with directional inputs after the transition. Let's figure out how to I'm still trying to find a wrong warp in Axiom Verge 1. let alone a way to get into Maruru without the red coat. I'll do it.
One of these days.
Insane. You know what the worst part of that is? If I find a way into Maruru without the red coat, that means you have to fight Sentinel.
Yep. Which would also mean then it would be required that you have drone-on-drone teleport.
Correct.
There wouldn't be any grapple go mode to get through.
Yep.
That's worse.
Figure out how to wrong warp from AV1 to the end of AV2. I might if a crossover randomizer ends up happening at some point. That could, I guess, maybe be a thing where you could end up wrong warping. You could be in Axiom Verge 1 and somehow wrong warp to AV2's credits. That would be really weird. But yeah, I want a combo rando to happen for AV1 and 2. That'd be amazing. But we still gotta wait it out on AV2 rando, so.
Alright, well, I've got a little bit to work off of here at least, and then my notes.
Alright, so we're gonna give it one really good run then. 'Cause that's probably all I think I'm up to doing tonight.
Fair enough.
And then, like I said, we'll try and get you and Falk together sometime next week and get both of you running. And I'm just gonna throw you both in at the same time and like, okay, I'm gonna run this, you two figure it out.
Yeah, once, after today, I'm gonna go back here, look at a lot of this stuff, and, actually write, at least an actual script. I've only got a bit of a script right now, but yeah, I can absolutely, make sure to have a lot more here to work with.
I think that was the thing Falk said too. He's like, yeah, it's like, we're gonna have to refine some things and, figure out timings and correct names of stuff and all that kind of stuff, so.
Yeah.
Because if it happens in AV1 and AV2 engine, and there you set a separate layer. Yeah,
never say never. Someone will prove you wrong on a spite.
VGR would do it just for the heck of doing it.
Yeah.
So.
You'd find a way.
He would find a way. I mean, if they can make it so that way you can play a Metroid thing that will, a mod that will randomly throw you between, Super Zero Mission and Fusion every, 30 seconds, then it could be done.
Yeah.
Never say never. Anyways, you ready, Thorial?
Yeah.
Okay, one more run then. So, hope you got your best commentary ready for this one, because I'm not interrupting you on this.
Okay.
Alright. So let's go in 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright. Welcome to Axiom Verge 2. In this game you play is Indra Chaudhary, a corporate billionaire who's come to Antarctica after getting a message to look for her missing daughter. And right off the start here, like in any good Metroidvania, you have to go left to be able to go right. So you just go into this conveniently placed shed, grab a pickaxe, and immediately save and quit, just to save that few extra seconds. So heading right here, you'll notice that there's a sign here for Jones Station Antarctica, this research station that's been placed out here by her own corporation. And right away we have to go ahead and activate the power and get through to an elevator here. So during this little climb here, you'll notice that there's a strange absence of any researchers within this research facility, and as well as an absence of any hazards, which is a nice chance to get yourself some practice in here. So after activating that switch, same thing, immediately save and quit so you can save some time here, coming back to this nice little cargo elevator. And by ducking, you can enter that elevator just a little bit sooner. And as you'll see here, there's a little something strange in the neighborhood. And you're definitely still possibly in Antarctica? Not sure. Who knows? So going through here, you'll, yet again, you'll notice some signs of people, at least the presence of somebody having been nearby at some point. However, yet again, we aren't going to actually see anybody coming up anytime soon. But coming down here, there's a nice little conveniently placed compass that you just grab for some swag. And these breakable blocks. And coming into this room as well, you want to go exactly 8 splashes over to the left, so you can turn right and stick yourself up against this wall. Once it starts to go vertical, that's when you want to hold the item button, and you'll start drowning even faster, which this game gives you nice little forced death, something that the first game even did at some point earlier on. Now, right away, when you spawn in, there's a fun little trick you can do. If you're holding right on the thumbstick and left on the D-pad, Indra will do this cool little trick known as a moonwalk.
Remember, all the cool kids do the moonwalk.
And right away here, Seraphine's going to be Honk, going to do a trick known as a Recoil Slide. What this does is it allows you to push yourself out of bounds by slashing your pickaxe down at an angle. And doing so can allow you to skip a good portion of the game. However, it does require an audio cue, so right away here I'm going to have to be silent. And that allows you to skip through that barrier conveniently. And coming up right away here, there's an urn that you have to grab, which houses a spirit named Shishkala, and this allows you to grab onto the ledge. So you can, platform around and get out of this area. And right away here would be a good time for donations.
Not bad. Pretty solid.
Okay, I got about 4 minutes at the time that you grab that ledge.
That sounds about right.
So I'm just gonna give that a kind of an idea for how long you can. Somebody could read off donations. Okay, and coming up right away here, we're going to be grabbing the second urn, which is called Mush House, and this thing allows you to glitch nearby enemies and platforms. So by holding R2 right away, Seraph can start charging up the glitch to be able to activate this platform immediately without having to wait for the animation to finish off. Going over there and actually crouching, does that prevent you from getting hit?
Yes.
Okay. That's something I could definitely mention. So, in this game you'll notice that enemies do not have contact damage, which thankfully allows you to skip through. Their bullets do, yeah. Which allows you to skip through and not get hit by that robot that's up against the ledge. And coming up here, you'll see the Hunter drone. This is the first boss in the game, and incidentally, this is also the only boss in the game that we will see. But we don't have to fight this at all.
This game has other bosses?
It's completely optional. No, it doesn't. And right here, we'll grab Damu, and Seraphim just did a frame-perfect trick where hitting the urn and pausing on the same frame will allow him to actually save a little bit of extra time. We'll save 7 seconds by being able to save and quit and not having to watch the whole animation. Honk. So coming up here is Recoil Slide number 2, and this one's about double the length. The only thing that's kind of good about this is there's an enemy that's in the room where you're going to be doing this recoil slide that will damage boost you and push you a little bit further off screen, so it's a bit of a time save, but it's still a very precise trick with audio cues being required, so I'm going to have to be silent again. Alright, coming in here, Seraphim is going to be just skipping past a lot of this lore stuff and throwing the drone over to the right. Doing this is going to allow him to activate a specific switch as well as activate a save spot with the drone. And this is very important. And we're calling the drone, bringing Indra over to the left to being able to hit this switch. As well, there's going to be a save and quit here, but Seraphim needs to have the drone out and Indra in this wall to be able to save and quit. It's necessary to have that drone out so that when you respawn after save quit, you'll spawn in as the drone, with Indra still in the wall, which is now closed, conveniently pushing Indra straight into the wall. So during this wonderful section here, Seraphim's completely off screen, but you can see on the mini-map that he's moving along. There's a couple small jumps there because there are blocks that you cannot see. As well, holding the R2 button to be able to instantly charge the glitch. So once you come into this room here, you can activate these switches. We must set us up the bomb. This is actually where we normally fight the last boss of the game. However, because we did not meet the boss throughout the game, it does not spawn in. And yes, that's actually the trigger for that. So right now would actually be a great time for about 30 seconds of donations while we do this Metroid escape sequence here. And time will be on Fade to Black.
That was really good.
And that's time.
That's a sub 11:10.
Yeah, that was a good run. GG.
11:07:54. That's really good. I think I had one sub 11:10 when I ran with Felk too.
Nice.
Like it would be really great to get a sub 11 at GDQ. World record by a frame would be astounding. because that could happen.
That'd be excellent.
Oh my god, I would just lose it because of who currently has the record. And yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder says if you need somebody to proofread your script, hit him up.
Okay, will do.
I don't know if you're on any of the Discords that I'm on that have him on it. So
in the multi-world Discord?
He is not on that one, but I'm going to invite you over to like our main server.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I feel better about that one. I had a lot more to kind of talk about.
Yeah, like that's solid.
I'd like to get a little bit more with like stuff to talk about during the like the sequence where you're going through the research station. But I'm still pleased with what I managed to get in there. Because it's like it's hard to really think of what to talk about in that scenario because there's just like
so much and so little at the same time. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, next week we'll see about getting you and Felk together and having both of you do commentary while I just sit here and nail out some runs. Like I said, probably my plan is that like I will get you both here and just be like, okay, you two both have scripts. You two figure this out on however you want to do this. I'm just going to run the game like 8 times a night. And like that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna just back-to-back a bunch of runs, and you guys figure it out. You know when I need audio cues and things like that. So, like, cause like realistically, like that's not up to me at that point. It's like you guys have your script. You know what you're doing. You know what needs to be talked about.
Yeah,
it's like you guys figure it out and figure out what works for you. Because I'm just gonna be really concentrated on running this game and. However you guys want to sort out talking about this mess of a run is all you guys.
So in reality, I mean, I joke about me and Falk probably being too goofy to actually do this decently. But no, I'm certain we can... Oh
yeah, you guys will be great. Like,
yeah.
No doubt. And so we did find out... in just the recent days here when I'm going to be running at GDQ, which is going to be Sunday, January 9th, day 1 of AGDQ.
The fifth run of the...
at 5, expected at 5:16 p.m. Eastern Time, which is the 5th run of AGDQ. And I'm just like, holy crap. I'm literally part of the opening acts of GDQ, and I'm just like, this is way more than I ever expected. I have expected to be shoved off somewhere in the middle of the night, or like middle of the week in the middle of like the Metroid block or something like that. And they're just like, I think because I mentioned to him with my submission, it's like I am free any day as long as I have sufficient notice to let work know so I can take the time off from work. And they took that as, well, we'll put you on Sunday in the afternoon for you. And I'm just like, if I wasn't nervous about running at GDQ before, I'm super nervous about being the 5th person to do a run at GDQ now. So, it's amazing, and like, I don't even know what to say. Like, I will be making sure I throw a huge shout out to the GDQ staff after my run for letting me do this, because getting to run at GDQ, for those who aren't aware, is literally a dream come true for me. It's been one of my life goals for a few years now, was to do something that was going to get me on to AGDQ or SGDQ. It's awesome and terrifying, yes.
Yeah.
It's like, and so it's like I finally get to live that dream and actually do something at a GDQ, and I am just super thrilled to actually have that chance to do something. Let's see who's doing other stuff. Salt King is playing Our Life Beginnings and Always. I have no idea what this game is. I wonder if he ever finished Dread though, because I saw him playing the other day. And I think I might have mentioned to him that I get to be on AGDQ. So we're gonna go say hi to him. see how he's doing tonight. And listen, next week I will try to be here. I'll do great at AGDQ. I certainly hope I do. And I'm gonna try and get some more streams going this week and this weekend because I should have some free time to do so. I'm gonna try and at least finish off Dragon Quest III because I've only got a couple hours left of that, and that should be done and over with. I've just unfortunately had a lot of things going on lately. It's been very hectic and very busy amongst things in my own personal life, but things are good. And I'm going to try and get back to doing more streams more often. So, sorry for the lack of them lately, but we'll have more soon. For the meantime, let's go say hi to Salt King, see how he's doing, and I will see you guys later.
See ya.